All right, let's dive into something that's honestly essential for anyone trying to turn a really great idea into actual measurable change. We're going to demystify a tool that helps you do exactly that. You know that feeling, right? You're in a meeting, you're looking at this huge, complex project plan, and you're thinking, okay, this sounds good, but how do we know it's actually going to work? It's a massive challenge, trying to prove that all your effort and all your resources are going to lead to the outcomes you're promising. Well, it turns out there's a tool for that. And it's not some obscure thing. We're talking governments, huge foundations, nonprofits all over the world. They all rely on this one simple but really powerful tool to cut through the complexity and keep everybody focused on the mission. And that tool is called a logic model. For this explainer, we're pulling from research gathered by Raymond McCooney, who's a GIS specialist and a monitoring and evaluation expert. So let's jump right in and get a clear picture of what this thing really is. Okay, so first things first, let's take that big 30,000-foot view. What on earth is a logic model, really? At its heart, it's really just a simple visual picture of how a program is supposed to work. You can think of it like a roadmap. It literally connects your starting point to your final destination, and it shows you all the key steps along the way. It just makes the whole journey visible in one shot. All right, let's pop the hood and take a look at the anatomy of this thing. How is a logic model actually built? What are the core pieces? So a logic model follows this really beautiful if-then sequence. It all starts with your inputs. That's just all the stuff you have to work with, your staff, your budget, your building. If you have those inputs, then you can do your activities. That's the actual work, like conducting training sessions. If you do those activities, then you get outputs, which are the direct countable results, like the number of people who showed up. And finally, if you produce those outputs, then you achieve your outcomes. And this is the big one, the real meaningful change you wanted to see all along, like people learning new skills or changing their behavior. It's like a chain reaction. Now, here's the spot where people can get a little tripped up. To really understand the logic model, you've got to know what it isn't. And that means we need to talk about its close cousin, the theory of change. But the distinction is actually pretty simple when you break it down. Your logic model is all about the what. It's the practical, step-by-step blueprint of your program. The theory of change, on the other hand, is the why. It explains the big picture thinking, the underlying beliefs about why you think your plan is going to create change in the first place. So why go through all the trouble of making one of these? I mean, is it really worth it? Well, when you use it correctly, the benefits are absolutely huge. It can be a massive tool for success. A good logic model is just incredibly powerful. It does so much more than just look nice in a presentation. It helps everyone get on the same page, speaking the same language. It builds consensus so your team can agree on the path forward. And, this one's huge, it makes fundraising so much easier because you can literally show potential funders exactly how their money is going to create real impact. But like any tool, it is not perfect. To use it the right way, you really have to be aware of the potential pitfalls and, handle it with care. Okay, so here's the crucial thing to remember. A logic model shows your intent, not what's going to happen in the messy real world. It can oversimplify really complex problems, and it usually only focuses on the positive outcomes, sometimes ignoring any negative side effects. And let's be honest, creating a really thoughtful one, it can take a lot of time. It's the map, not the territory itself. So, what's the big takeaway here? How should we really think about the logic model in our day-to-day work? Ultimately, a logic model isn't some final report or a magic bullet. It's really best seen as a tool for thinking. It's the starting point for a conversation, a living document that guides your planning and helps you ask the right questions all along the way. And that brings me to the one final question I want to leave you with. When you look at your own plans, your own projects, ask yourself this. Does my model just show my intent, or does it truly engage with reality? Because thinking about that difference, well, that's the first step toward making a real impact. Thanks for tuning in.